What if I told you that a seemingly ordinary historian, a charming shop owner, and even Santa Claus himself hid the darkest, most chilling secrets? These aren't just stories. They're the horrifying realities of the world's most twisted killers. Stay with us because by the end of this video you'll question everyone you thought you knew. Welcome to Serial Killer Files. Number 10. The Corpse Collector. Imagine walking into a house only to find life-size dolls with hollow, lifeless eyes. Except, they weren't dolls. Anatoly Moskvin, a 53-year-old Russian historian, robbed the graves of 29 young girls, taking their corpses home and transforming them into mummified dolls. Dressed in makeup, clothes, and masks, these macabre creations lined his home. His reason? To keep them warm because, as he claimed, "You left them in the cold. I brought them home to care for them." What's even more bizarre, he lived with his parents, who thought his dolls were part of an eccentric hobby. It wasn't until 2011, after years of digging up graves and holding birthday parties for the mummies, that authorities caught him. Even after his arrest, Moskvin showed no remorse, and as of 2020, discussions about his possible release sparked outrage. Could you imagine discovering someone like Moskvin in your neighborhood? Number 9. The Soapy Killer. Leonarda Cianciulli seemed like your average soap shop owner in 1930s Italy, but her dark obsession with fortune-telling led her down a chilling path. After losing 13 of her 17 children to miscarriages and early deaths, a fortune teller warned her that her remaining children would die unless she made human sacrifices. Driven by desperation, Leonarda began luring women into her shop with promises of fortune-telling or matchmaking. Once inside, she drugged them, killed them with an axe, and boiled their bodies in caustic soda. The horror didn't end there. Leonarda turned their fat into soap and even baked cakes with their remains. These cakes were shared with her neighbors, friends, and family. Her spree ended after just 3 victims, but her crimes left an indelible mark on history. Would you ever trust homemade soap or baked goods the same way again? Number 8. Food for workers. In 2018, a Moroccan woman in the UAE committed a crime so shocking it defied all reason. After learning her boyfriend planned to marry another woman, she killed him in a fit of rage, ground his flesh in a blender, and cooked him into a traditional Moroccan dish. The most chilling part? She served this gruesome meal to unsuspecting construction workers nearby. Her crime was only discovered when the victim's brother found a single tooth in her blender. DNA tests confirmed the horror, and she was institutionalized. What drives a person to such unimaginable cruelty? Number 7. Ed Gein's Furniture of Horror. Ed Gein may be one of the most infamous serial killers in history. His crimes inspired horror films like Silence of the Lambs and Psycho. When authorities raided his home in the 1950s, they uncovered a scene straight out of a nightmare. Furniture made from human skin, masks crafted from faces, and even a belt stitched from human nipples. Gein's fascination with necrophilia and body mutilation began after his mother's death, when he started exhuming graves and later killing women to satisfy his grotesque obsessions. Could you ever walk into a neighbor's home without wondering what's behind their closed doors? Number 6. The Old Lady Killer. Juana Barraza, a Mexican wrestler, earned her sinister nickname after murdering at least 48 elderly women. She gained their trust before strangling them in their homes, using her strength as a wrestler to overpower them. Her motivation? A deep-seated hatred for her mother, who had abused and sold her as a child. Barraza believed she was helping society by eliminating older women. Captured in 2006, her crimes shocked Mexico. What would you do if you discovered someone you knew lived a double life as a serial killer? Number 5. Serial Killing Santa. Bruce McArthur, a Toronto landscaper with a Santa Claus persona, hid a horrifying secret. Between 2010 and 2017, he killed 8 men, mostly from the city's LGBTQ+ community, burying their remains in planters and gardens he worked on. His method of killing, strangulation, was as chilling as his post-murder rituals, which included photographing his victims in disturbing poses. When police finally apprehended him, they searched 75 properties, uncovering a trail of death hidden in plain sight. Imagine finding out your backyard was a serial killer's burial ground. How would you react? Number 4. The Torso Murders. From 1935 to 1938, Cleveland's Kingsbury Run was the scene of gruesome murders. The victims, mostly homeless individuals, were discovered without heads or limbs. Only their torsos remained. Known as the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run, the killer was never caught. To this day, authorities have no idea what happened to the missing heads and limbs. The mystery remains unsolved. Could the butcher's identity still be uncovered after all these years? Number 3. The Bone Collector. In Mexico, a 72-year-old man turned his home into a charnel house. Police discovered nearly 4,000 bone fragments belonging to at least 17 victims, along with videotapes of the murders, photographs, and gruesome trophies. His meticulous dismemberment of victims ensured his crimes went unnoticed for years. The question lingers: how many more victims are waiting to be identified? Number 2. Human burgers. Joe Matheny, a Baltimore man, took depravity to new heights. He confessed to killing 10 people and grinding their flesh into burgers, which he sold at his food stand. Customers unknowingly consumed human meat, with Matheny boasting that no one could taste the difference. Sentenced to life in prison, he expressed regret, not for his crimes, but for being caught before killing his ex-girlfriend. Would you ever trust street food again? Number 1. Boyfriend stew. Catherine Knight earned her place in infamy after killing her boyfriend, John Price, in 2000. After stabbing him 37 times, she dismembered his body, cooked his remains with vegetables, and planned to serve the meal to his children. When police arrived, they found her sleeping next to his mutilated corpse. Knight claimed no memory of the crime but became the first Australian woman sentenced to life without parole. How could someone descend into such madness? Thank you for watching Serial Killer Files. Which of these chilling stories shocked you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more bone-chilling tales. Stay safe and remember, the monsters are closer than you think.